We're here to talk about being cool. Can parents be cool? Nah, surely not. And just what is it to be cool these days? Why are cucumbers so cool? Well, I'm joined now by Blue Peter presenter Andy Akinwolere, someone who really is cool as a cucumber, to tell us more. Welcome, Andy.
Hello, how are we doing? You right?
Very well indeed. Well, listen, what is being cool these days?
Well, it's funny because people like a big company like Lego have conducted a study to see what is cool for kids age 7 to 14, and what is actually cool is what I didn't think was cool is that the normal things are cool now as opposed to all the technology and all the really funky stuff that's out there. Like, for instance, like being a pilot, being a vet, being a teacher, being a doctor, that's really cool. Computer games aren't as cool, but pets are. So it's bizarre, isn't it? Like, I've never thought that.
Well, that's quite good, because I remember when I was young, I wanted to be a pilot.
I wanted to be an astronaut, so I was going a bit higher than you. I had higher aspirations, but that's what it is. Parents dancing, uncool.
Gotta be.
Definitely uncool. Homework, uncool. Smoking, uncool, which I'm a big fan of. But what is really cool is someone who's really funny, not someone who wears like designer clothes and stuff, but someone who's really makes you laugh, because I think that's really, really genuine. And what is also uncool are wags. Wags are very uncool. That bling culture, I think, is fading away very quickly. Kids would much rather be a doctor than a wag, for instance, and politicians, unfortunately, are still uncool. They just can't shake that off.
They just can't shake it off, as hard as they try. Well, listen, who do you think is the coolest person on the planet ever?
The coolest person on the planet ever? That's a very, very, very hard question, because I still think Michael Jackson was the coolest person ever. But now, who do I think is really, really cool? Oh, this is a really tough one. I'd like to say football, but I don't think they're as cool because they make too much money. Who do I think is really, really cool? I think Dermot O'Leary is really cool because he's genuine and nice.
He's a funny guy. It goes back to being funny.
Exactly, funny. That's what we're talking about. Funny people and genuine people, and he doesn't show the bling.
And being nice. Well, other people that are nice are, of course, all the parents out there. Now, they've been listed again as being uncool. What can they do, if anything, to change this?
Do you know what it is with parents? I think sometimes some parents try too hard. Like, have you seen those dads who try and wear their cap backwards? Don't do that. That doesn't really work. Just don't wear a cap at all. I mean, if it's covering your bald spot, fair dues. But I think parents just need to just be themselves. I think kids kind of get it that parents are a lot older than them, and if parents try to bring themselves quite down, they always revert to what they were like as being children. And I don't think kids are the same as that they used to be.
I guess a lot of things change, don't they?
Yeah, so, definitely.
But at least they look up to them.
Yeah, that's it really, and that's what parents are there for. You always look up to your parents, and you always trust your parents because they are the voice of reason, and you should be listening to them. Absolutely.
And do you think you should have been up there on the cool list?
Oh, mate, I'll be bigging myself up now. I don't think I'm that cool. If anyone really knew me, I'm actually quite boring. But maybe I'm cool. I don't know. If you think I'm cool, give me the thumbs up.
Well, I've got my thumbs up right here. You can't see them, but I have. And you know the saying, cool as a cucumber? We mentioned it earlier. Yeah. Why are cucumbers seen as cool?
Well, I don't class them as cool. I actually hate cucumbers.
You're kidding me?
They're the one vegetable that makes me puke. I just don't like the taste of them. I hate the fact that they taste really planty and it's just water-based. I'm the same with watermelons. I can't do that. It's like, oh. So for me personally, I think cucumbers are cool, but because people think they're cool, it means people are more health conscious then, I guess.
Well, that's true. I've got to say, they are a funny colour, but I love them.
Do you?
Tasty, refreshing. Oh, give me a cucumber any day.
I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I had high tea yesterday. That's how cool I am. And I got rid of the cucumber sandwiches, but went straight to the top with the scones and the cakes. That's where I'm at.
Oh, don't blame you. Don't blame you. Well, listen, is there anything you think is cool that is actually seen as really uncool? Could be a little secret, I suppose. Have you got an answer to that?
Do you know what? It's interesting because I think we're all going back to the glory days, and retro is really cool now. Because I remember I used to have back in the day, I used to have a skateboard, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle skateboard, and skateboards are cool again. Like, everyone's riding skateboards and stuff. But what is quite cool, and I can't do, is stuff like knitting. This sounds weird, but people knit again. A lot of younger people have started knitting, and actually the whole process of making something, I like that, and I think that's really, really cool.
Well, I'm going to stop you there because I've got a little challenge for you.
Okay.
So you mentioned knitting, which I know is increasing in popularity. Sometimes not seen as cool, though.
Right.
You've got 30 seconds to convince us that knitting is Cool.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, and I'm off. Well, knitting is quite cool because you've got 2 needles and you've got some thread and you've got a massive ball of wool and you can create anything you want, from jumpers to gloves to little socks to little tea cozies. And the thing is, the possibilities are endless. People think grannies knit, but grannies knit for a reason. Because just imagine if we were in a world where you have to always buy stuff. Why don't you make your own clothes? Because by the time you understand about making your own clothes, then you won't be spending ridiculous money out in the shops buying lots of really expensive clothes. And you could be the taste of the town. Technically, you could kind of design your own clothes. For instance, if I wanted to put a face in the middle of my knitting jumper, I will put a face in my knitting jumper. If I want to put bubbles on the corner of my shoulders, I can put bubbles on the corner of my shoulders. It's all about individuality. And actually, because not many people do knitting, it means you're an actually individual person and original and creating something new. And people would follow you because you're cool.
And that is cool. Well, I am
Did I
sold.
talk too quickly there?
That was fantastic. I'm going to get the knitting needles out when I get home. I am convinced. Things like mobile phones are no longer seen as cool.
Yep.
What do you predict will become cool in the next year, and what runs the risk of being uncool?
I think for me, what might become uncool over the next few years is spending ridiculous money on things that don't really make sense. I think that's the heart, because technology is so massive now, but people are starting to buy things that I generally think they don't need. What I think would be cool is old retro stuff. Lego's done really well in this poll because it's a toy that people believe in. It's something that's gone through the ages and is still really prevalent now. And I think people believe in quality as opposed to just spending money on stuff they don't really care about. And I think that's what's going to be cool in the future. Things that last and things that are a bit retro that are still here today.
I mean, talking about Lego, there's parents out there, older generations as well as the youngsters, that are making the most incredible things out of Lego.
Well, I did a show about a year ago on the 100 best toys, and Lego came out top. And I think that is what it's about, because it's about using your imagination. You forget people actually like to think, and what a lot of technology stops us from doing is thinking, because it does the thinking for us. Lego enables you to think. Lego enables you to make things. Lego enables you to let your imagination run free. And I think that's why it's still really cool today, and it forever will be cool.
That's true. And parents, at the end of the day, are big kids themselves, and kids are cool.
Yeah, there we go. Kids are cool. And some parents can be. Just tell them not to wear their cap backwards.
Or dance.
Or try and be kids, because that's a no-no.
That is a big no-no. Well, I've got to say I've learnt a lot, and I will be getting out the knitting needles and still eating cucumber. Am I as cool as a cucumber? Ooh. That's to be decided. But I've got to say, Andy, you are cool.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Cheers, man.